from PRX.
Friends beyond the binary, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, and members, members of guild, any guild members, any kind of guild, or if you're listening in a guild, I don't know what Gilded Age means. I just know, if you're like me, and you like to use terms like Gilded Age. And, hopefully the person doesn't ask you to elaborate. You're just trying to impress them initially before they say, excuse me, I got to use the restroom. Excuse me, I'm needed over there. Before they break off conversation with you, you say, well, I don't know, that Gilded Age, so that probably is a good word to throw it. Oh, yeah, like the Gilded Age, it reminds me of... So if you've ever used vocabulary words that you don't know the definition of, as I have, you may relate to this podcast. Welcome to Sleep With Me. It's a podcast. I mean, maybe I'll look that up because I honestly have no clue. But I'm not trying to impress anybody now. I'm just trying to put you to sleep. This is a podcast that's here to keep you company, take your mind off of stuff so you can fall asleep. It's a very different podcast. I'm really glad you're here. And I really hope the show can help you fall asleep. Most people, they say it takes 2 or 3 tries to get used to this podcast, just because it is very different. It's not traditionally soothing. It's more like you call a friend on the phone, a quirky friend. I've been referred to politely. Let's just pretend it's still that same, your quirky friend was talking. I don't think they know what the Gilded Age is. Then they started singing the Golden Age. But they were saying the Gilded Age, but they didn't, I don't think they knew they were singing under their breath. They're quirky. Who are they? Oh, that's my boyfriend. They put me to sleep at night. Can you imagine? That would be pretty cool if I was hired help in that way. Oh, yeah, they're here. I keep them around. I mean, if it came with, a place to live and a salary, it'd be pretty sweet. And yeah, what if I talked, what if they had, would this take place in the Gilded Age? I would have my own room, which would be my bedroom and my workspace. And it would have a horn that I would talk into. And then it would be connected down, 1 or 2 stories. And it would come out like another horn, a bit like a tin can phone in their bed. That would be my, whoever I work for. I don't know. Would it be the Astors? I don't know. Are they involved in the Gilded Age? I'm not trying to, I better look that up. I don't know. That just popped in my head. So maybe some of my education is there. It's just not really, it's just free floating. Anyway, welcome to Sleep With Me. Give the show a few tries. This is supposed to be just a teaser of the show. But what we got coming up, support, so you can listen to the show for free. If you don't like the support, you could support the show and get ad-free episodes. Most people enjoy listening to the show linearly, though. Then after the support, we got a long, meandering intro that'll help ease you into bedtime. And then a bedtime story covering some episodes of the web series The Guild, the 2nd and 3rd seasons. So I'm glad you're here, and I appreciate you checking the show out. And these sponsors are how we're able to do it for you for free twice a week. Hey, everybody, this is Scoots, where I talk about Sleep With Me Plus. I really believe and love making this podcast. And if you do, too, if you believe the podcast makes your life better, if you believe that me hosting the show is important, if you believe that the podcast coming out twice a week is important at the variety of shows, if you believe you get something out of Sleep With Me, just takes a small percentage of you, those of you that say yes, 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 to actually take action, to believe in it so much, you sign up for and support the show at $60 a year or $120 a year, $240 a year. You support it monthly. But if you believe in the show like I do, think about supporting it directly. sleepwithmepodcast.com/plus. And that's sleepwithmepodcast.com/plus, and say, yeah, I believe in it. I believe I get a lot out of this show. Thanks so much. Oh, Mystery Bart, a lot of people help out in this show. Who are they?
This posty poster song sounds like an earful. Wrote the theme song. Edits episodes too. Carl W. the Legend. Also edits episodes. Ashley, Kenny, Scotty, Jennifer. Runner. Eric Patreon. Buy the merch and support the sponsors. You can find anything you want at sleepwithmepodcast.com. And we're so proud that we could dance. Rusty Biscuit, Lois, Hannah like banana. Leah does the transcript.
Thanks, Mystery Bard. If you want to be a rebel, if you believe in Sleep With Me, think about, and you can afford to support the show, sleepwithmepodcast.com/plus. Thanks, everybody. Hey, are you up all night tossing, turning, mind racing, trouble getting to sleep, trouble staying asleep? Well, welcome. This is Sleep With Me, the podcast that puts you to sleep. We do it with a bedtime story. All you need to do is get in bed, turn out the lights, and press play. I'm going to do the rest. What I'm going to attempt to do is create a safe place where you could set aside whatever's keeping you awake. It could be thoughts, like things in your head, thoughts about the past, the present, the future. Particularly, you might be having thoughts about the past now, because I said, well, I got to look up this Gilded Age. No better time to learn than, never been said, even in the history, no better time to learn than in the intro of the Sleep Podcast. And then you could forget it just like I had, or I have. But yeah, it could be thoughts, it could be feelings, anything coming up for you emotionally. It could be related to those thoughts. It could be feelings that are just there. It could be changes in time, temperature, routine, travel, work schedule, guests. You could be going through something. The only reason I list some of that stuff is so you know you're not alone. There's enough people listening right now. And the reason people stick with this show, other than it puts them to sleep and keeps them company, is that I think a lot of people relate to how it feels in the deep, dark night. And they're glad to be seen and say, hey, I think I know how you feel. And I might not know exactly what you're going through. I might not have been through something similar. I think I can relate to how it feels. But even if I can't, there is someone listening right now, somewhere in the world, who's perking up right now because they have been through something similar. They do know how you feel, and they're glad you're here, and they really hope this podcast can help you out, help you fall asleep. So they're glad you're here. I'm glad you're here. And I hope one day you become one of those people that said, yeah, it took two or three tries for me to get used to. Now I'm glad you're here, new listener, because you can relate to how they feel. That's really what really works about this show. Because you say, man, no one got it up until now. Everybody just said, Gilded Age, why don't you just look it up? And they say, well, I just wanted to impress people at a party. So you just talked about the Gilded Age, even though you had no idea what it was. You didn't think they'd ask me for details. And then when I couldn't answer, go to the restroom. You know, they didn't really go. I know they didn't really go to the restroom. They were just being polite. I get it. Those are the things that go through my head at bedtime. Those were two voices in my head. So I'm glad you're here. What we're going to do here, what's more important than just me understanding or relating to how you feel, is the fact you deserve a bedtime where you could get the rest you need so your life is more manageable. You could get the rest you deserve so you could be out there living your life and not have a bedtime that you have to dread, not have a bedtime that feels like it's full of rigmarole. So I'm glad you're here. And, what's going to happen is I'm going to send my voice across the deep, dark night. I'm going to use lulling, soothing, creaky, dulcet tones, pointless meanders, and superfluous tangents. So that means I'm going to go off topic. I'm going to get mixed up about, you've already seen it. Then I'm going to double back. I'm going to look up the Gilded Age. I'll say, does Gilded Age have gold leaf? Is that gilding? Is that gilded stuff is gold leafed, right? With the antiques kind of look? I don't know. We'll find out. But yeah, my voice is not traditionally soothing because this podcast is more here to be a distraction. And the reason it takes some getting used to, even though this show's been around for 10 years, and, I was kind of like, hey, how come there's not a podcast that's kind of boring, like a friend to keep you company and help you fall asleep? The whole idea of that is a bit ridiculous. And so when you get here, you're like, this is supposed to put me to sleep, this dreck? I've heard that before. or drivel or whatever. I think Gilded Age people use those terms when they time travel and refer to sleep with me. They say, sleep with me, my word. What is this Drek and drivel? Honey, get the machine back. The Astros said we have to have it back by 4:30. And they say, the Astros don't say 4:30, dear. Okay, well, let's just get back. Did you know they have like Gilded Age time travel machines? They call them the Gilda. They would come here originally. This is, no one talks about this part of history. They would come pick up Gilda Radner, bring her to perform, and then bring her back. But it was disguised as a limousine. And she'd say they'd never seen a club like this before, but it was well paid in gold gilded, notes. That's available on an imaginary novel. One day I'll be in Gingerbread. Gilda's Golden Gilda's Gilded Age. That's a famous tongue twister. Gilda's Golden, whatever. I can't even say it. My tongue's so twisted I can't even do the tongue twister. Or I can't even make it. The tongue twister's so twisty I can't even make it up on the spot. But it involves Gilda, gold, gilded. I mean, I don't know, probably other words, but I say that's probably not a sleepy word. Gilding, gilder. I don't know. That word might sound I don't know what it is. Is that a currency? Anyway, so where was I? Oh, so this podcast is very different. So when you first get here, you might be annoyed, you might be impatient, irritable, skeptical for sure. And that's why I say give it a few tries. If you already know the show won't work for you, we have a website, sleepwithmepodcast.com/no thank you, that you could check out. But, yeah, that's, I don't know. What else do you need to know? Structure the show. Why make the show? Oh, other things. Oh, this is a podcast you don't really listen to. You just kind of barely listen. A little bit like background noise. You just kind of barely pay attention to it. I don't know, like TV on in the other room or like trying to hold on to beach sand. It's also a podcast that doesn't put you to sleep. I'm here to keep you company while you fall asleep and take your mind off stuff. So there's no pressure to fall asleep. There's a reason the show is over an hour. No pressure to fall asleep. I'm here to be your bore friend, your bore bae, your bore bud, your bore bestie, your bore burr, your bore bee, your bores, your bore your bore in general. Or, yeah, imagine, there I am, and hopefully it's a mansion, like a well-appointed room. Otherwise, I'd prefer not to do it. But, I think I'd be pretty good. I could just talk into something just like I'm doing now. And they'd be hearing me, in the room downstairs, 3 stories down. I don't know. It's not a pneumatic tube, though. But, something... I don't know. They have that's their technology of the day. I guess I could get a job back. Maybe. I mean, I think if they were thinking of it, they would not hire me. Believe it or not, even though I've been doing a sleep podcast for 10 years and kind of was like, hey, why don't we try this out? It'll be I don't think I could get a job putting people to sleep. Especially because I've tried. I said, well, this is how much I would charge for a single episode. And they're like, oh, no. So, and I also tried, I'm sure in the Gilded Age, my other idea, it wouldn't have worked, but I would think the only time it could have worked is a human warmed bathtub. And they said, but we're putting hot water. I said, no, but it's warmed by a human first. Okay, so what else do you need to know? The structure of the show also throws people off. So it's a podcast you don't listen to, doesn't put you to sleep. But what else do you need to know? Well, it's structured in a very particular way. You can't adjust how you listen, but most people listen in a linear way for free. So I'll just tell you that's how we build the show to benefit the most people we can, but it's also flexible. So the show starts off with a greeting. Friends beyond the binary, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls. Then I usually go off topic or say something silly That way you feel seen and welcomed in. You say, okay, I might check this show out. But you could always go to sleepingpodcast.com/no thank you. Again, if you say definitely don't want to, there's other sleepy stuff on there. Then there's sponsor support. And the listeners who support the sponsors, that's cool. Then anybody can listen for free. And if you prefer ad-free version, you can get that on Sleep With Me Plus or through our referral program. Or you could just, use your phone to skip it or whatever. Then there's a long, meandering intro. Now, the long, meandering intro is not meant to put you to sleep. It's meant to ease you into bedtime. There is a small percentage of people that fall asleep to it. There's people that listen all night. Sleep With Me Plus is probably better if you listen all night. But the intro is designed as like a buffer between the day and the bed. For a lot of regular listeners, it becomes part of their wind down routine. And that's just what's worked for me personally and what's been shown with sleep stuff to actually work is having a wind down routine. So you could listen while you're getting ready for bed. You're doing another chill activity like petting your pets or foam rolling or drawing or painting, doodling, staring at the ceiling, staring out the window, or in bed getting comfortable. And we are happy for those people that fall asleep. Now, there's some people that don't like the intro. Again, you could start the show at 20 or 30 minutes, or you could listen to story-only versions. But for most people, it just works, like having the wind-down routine. It's just how I practice, too. Like, it's what works for me most of the time. Then after the intro, again, is support, so the show can be free. Then there'll be a bedtime story. I'll be covering The Guild, and we'll be covering the second half of Season 2 and maybe some of Season 3. And then there's thank yous at the end of the show. So that's the structure of the show, why I make the show. What's the Gilded Age, though, Scoots? Well, it was named after a 1873 Mark Twain novel. And I think the Astors were involved here. It was a time of rapid economic growth. Wages grew higher. And a lot of people moving into the U.S., industrialization led to real wage growth of 40% in 30 years. The Gilded Age is not great for everybody, though, because, it created furthered the divide and did concentrate stuff up top. And I don't see the name of what else we got. Political landscape. The name, The Gilded Age, A Tale of Today. It was a collaborative novel with Mark Twain and Charles Dudley Warner. And it satirized the golden age, gilding of economic expansion. So I guess I was somewhat right about something. Who are the people of the Gilded Age? Who are the people of the Gilded Age? Of the Gilded Age? Of the Gilded Age? Well, I don't know. I mean, I know. I don't want to say, say any of the names, though, because the Vanderbilts. I mean, I'm just quoting Wikipedia here. Who else we got? Engineering colleges, railroads, shipping. This is how you make the big bucks. Not putting these people to sleep. Railroads. Economic growth. Oh, there's Carnegie. Okay. Library. At least you got the libraries out of that one. Okay, here we go. Rockefeller, Gould, Frick, Mellon, Carnegie, Flagler, Rogers, Morgan, Guggenheim, Stanford, Schiff, Crocker, Vanderbilt. I don't see any Astors in there, though. So... looks like once again, I was wrong. And we got the rise of the unions, though, later. Politics stuff. We tried to avoid that on Sleep With Me. Obviously, I wandered into this, though. And, there's this is a very long article. That's still trying to find any mention. But anyway, so we tried to cover that. So welcome to Sleep With Me. Believe it or not, we go off topic like this all the time. I'm really glad you're here. I work really hard. I earn a nice drive. And I really hope I can help you fall asleep. Thanks again for coming by. And here's a couple of ways we're able to do this for you for free twice a week. All right, everybody, it's time to talk about tonight's sponsor, Lumen. Lumen is the world's first handheld metabolic coach. It's a device that measures your metabolism through your breath. And on the app, it lets you know if you're burning fat or carbs and gives you tailored guidance to improve your nutrition, workouts, sleep, and even stress management. And it's so simple. All you have to do is breathe into your Lumen first thing in the morning, and you'll know what's going on with your metabolism, whether you're burning mostly fats or carbs. Then Lumen gives you a personalized nutrition plan for that day based on your measurements. And I've been using it a lot more than just in the morning because you can also breathe into it before and after workouts and meals, so you know exactly what's going on with your body in real time. And Lumen will give you tips to stay on top of your health game. And this is one of the situations where, for me, I love having this kind of knowledge and something that tells me more, because your metabolism is your body's engine. It's how your body turns the food you eat into the fuel that keeps you going. Your metabolism is at the center of everything your body does. You know, trying to change it and improve it comes with a bunch of benefits, including improved energy levels, better workouts, better sleep. And I love that Lumen gives you recommendations to improve your metabolic health. And it's not just for me. It can track your cycle as well as the onset of menopause, and it can adjust its recommendations to keep your metabolism healthy through hormonal shifts, so you can keep off your energy and stave off cravings. So I'm so impressed, and it's super easy to use, so you got to try it too. So if you want to take the next step in improving your health, go to lumen.me/sleep to get 15% off your Lumen. That is LUMEN.me/sleep for 15% off your purchase. Thank you, Lumen, for sponsoring this episode. Sleep With Me is brought to you by Progressive, where customers who save by switching their home and car save nearly $800 on average. Quote at Progressive.com. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and Affiliates. National average 12-month savings of $793 by new customers surveyed who saved with Progressive between June 2021 and May 2022. Potential savings will vary. Everybody, Scoots here. We're still doing our coverage of the Guild. We're going to be covering, I think, the second half of season 2. Not sure where we left off, to be honest. But I'll find, don't worry, I'll find it. And we'll do this for a little, we'll do this for another 45, 50 minutes. I can't find what I recently watched. So I'm pretty sure on season 2, episode 6, so at least that's where I'm going to start. Apologies. Been a little while since I'd done this. Codex is on camera. Brass bed behind Codex's head. Brass bed behind Codex's head. And she's talking about how she just had witnessed some special effects from her neighbor because he was part of he was going through a makeup process. And she's like, I don't know about looking at people's makeup. Also, toes is not a thing either. So she had some tummy trouble. So now she's like, okay, well, at least I'm not going to be dating this person. So it won't get in away in my gaming schedule. So she's just trying to look at it like a positive. And then she puts her head in her hands because she realizes the positive that she's seeing might not be a positive for everybody. Okay, then we have them giving her a hard time. Clara, thanks for the support. Thanks for goofing on me. And Tink is saying, no, I don't think it's a bad news. Clara's been playing 48 hours straight. And and they say, you've been on that long? You got to take it. She's nodding off. She's like, this is my me weekend. And I'm trying to get an orb. Then we see Zabu, 86 and 89 gold for food, or you can trade in-game food. He's like pumping iron while he's playing. He's saying, hey, your character's not great. He's got a tub of mayo. And I can't believe, somebody keeps sneaking up on me, another character. I have many people out to get me. Kenny McIntyre, 7th grade rival for president, like class president. I need your help. There's somebody that keeps surprising me. And, yeah, Zabu's still working out, kisses his bicep. Kodak says, yeah, now I'm going to have to avoid my neighbor because it's so embarrassing. Clara's like goofing around because she's so tired and loopy. And she's playing 2 games. Tink's giving Kodak's advice. Hey, beef. What about these beef burritos? Tummy tum trouble. Clara did a shot. And they're like Zabu and Vork are trying to work together. Oh, I remapped your hotkeys. You remapped my hotkeys. Big trouble. Light changes, get a slow-mo. Sid's getting dressed up. Kodak's getting dressed up. Blades calls Kodak's. Hey, he's like cutting, like making paper hearts. That are linked together, I think. So everybody's talking about relationships, basically. And, oh, yeah, he's even using a glue gun to, I don't even know. Then his sister, he's doing it for his sister. My sister's birthday is Monday. Or somebody's, I'm not going to participate in this craftsmanship, Dina. Dina says use the stencil blades, and then Kodak says, "Are you sure you're not being he's having trouble with the glue?" She's basically, do you think Tink actually likes you? And then Vork's like, don't never deal with my bindings or my keyboards. And, what about the water? I'm keeping an eye on everything you're using. And they're talking about laddered CDs. And he goes, this is fun going back and forth, mono and mono, man. I'm enjoying this, but Vork does not seem to be enjoying it. Kodak's officer channel call. But she said headed outside. Her neighbor's doing some more exercising, dancing. He's got really good moves. And she goes, oh, hello there. And he goes, hey, how's your tummy tum? She goes, yeah, good. And he says, okay, well, seem like you're feeling better. And she goes, what kind of moves are those? He goes, oh, I'm just loosening up. Next job is Joust a Minute, a miniseries about knights. Pole arm. And she goes, like a halberd? He goes, how'd you know about a halberd? She goes, that's something I'm an expert in, actually. And he's like, oh, that's impressive. Then he's been practicing more special effects, sound effects, clever. And he has a big bicep, a very large bicep. Then Vork says, Codex, who's this? She goes, oh, this is just my neighbor. He goes, okay, we need to talk. That's the end of that episode. Season 3 is coming in 2009. We see all the credits. And special thanks. Night's good. Codex again, top of the thing. I can't believe Vork showed up. She calls me Codex. What is she, like CIA agent? No, what do you think of that? That'd be pretty cool. And Clara and Tink seem to be right. And she goes, I got to stop the guildies from showing up at my place without permission. Big if. Then she makes a fish face, which is pretty effective. Then we have the opening sequence again. Clara, we see everybody, Zabu. Then Vork goes into Codex's place. She goes, how do you know where I live? He goes, printout. Zabu decoupaged from the squib cage. And he's like checking out her vases, really, with a magnifying glass or a jug. And he goes, what's up with the, she goes, why are you here? He goes, I'm invoking the state's lemon law. He goes, Zabu and I are incompatible as roommates. And she goes, no. He's a great revenue stream for you. Let's think this through. He goes, there's no logic with him. He's irrational. Scientifically proven. He goes, he's talking about different moves, but he thinks there's a one-on-one correlation. Uses my hair products without asking me. He goes, because he's like, she goes, you don't have your full head. And he goes, yeah, I have flyaways, though. And he goes, there's a real turning point today. Zabu 2.0. Zabu's trying to be super manly. And he goes, she goes, what about the gas bill? Zabu's wearing a headband. And Vork's, he goes, I got this Reeve ability. And she's like, I think... Ever quit ever, his shirt says. He goes, I've been working on myself 24/2. He goes, I'm really getting things down. And he's got a salad spinner. He's spinning salad while he works. And she takes a call. Hey, Sid Sherman, remember? We were working together. She goes, yeah, I need somebody to talk to. This is their therapist. She goes, make an appointment. And she goes, I need to talk about it now. And she says, hey, I'm oblivious to how other people feel. Are you aware you're oblivious? No. Just having a lucid moment. Well, you learn things, through your parents. And then she gets a call on call waiting. And then Zabu's, he actually made ramen in the salad spinner or spaghetti or something. And she says, Zabu, your way of dealing with stuff is you learned it from your mom. And he goes, Freuded. And then she goes, okay, back to my therapy. Okay, so she's trying to get it, Vork's trying to take her yogurt maker, her frozen yogurt maker, and reflective of control issues. This is an opportunity to get something about to get out of your comfort zone. Interesting theory. Can I have your frozen yogurt maker? Yes, no, hold on. And selfish, and then Zabu's like saying, hey, are you playing? He goes, yeah, I'm dealing with ice elementals, and I'm feeling vulnerable. And she says, I can buff you. No, you'll have to deal with it tough. Okay, let me wrap this up with my therapist. And the therapist says, this isn't about you. You're pretending to be somebody else to get my advice. This is a reflection of you want to solve other people's problems, avoid your own. And she goes, I'll be billing your insurance twice. And she gets off. Then Vork's there. I appreciate the effort you're taking to make this situation work. And I've discovered some surprising things about myself. I'd really like it to make yogurt, frozen yogurt. And there's an official game bulletin tonight. There's 4 hours of shutdown on the servers for maintenance. Vork runs, and that episode comes to a close. And then, let's see, we got special thanks. Nights are good. And then Codex, when we realized the server, Vork forgot about Zabu and then wanted to guild management agency and Gamma. And she goes, maybe I should just get off the computer, huh? And whatever. She says, I don't know, never mind. Then the episode opens. We see the opening sequence. So it's everybody. And, the guild. Clara's asleep on her computer. Clara. Vork calls a meeting to order. I got everything. And, Vork's like, Zabu's telling Codex to talk to his hand. And then Tink says, thanks, Blades, for the packages. But I wanted the mauve purse. He goes, they didn't have mauve. There was a purpley one. And Codex is like, I can't believe this. Oh, don't worry. I send it back. I'll exchange it. No, I'll take both. Thank you. Pretty please. And Blade says, yeah, sure. And he goes, how come I have to ship everything to your P.O. boxes? She goes, also send some gift cards. And Vork says, is anybody paying attention to me? Clara, wake up. Ravencrest High. What? Okay, server's going down. We need to formulate a plan because we have 4 hours of time, where we can't play the game. And he goes, I'm opening this up suggestions of how we could spend our time more efficiently, like a democracy. But remember, I'm in charge. Let's go to Fenridge Tavern and drink ale. No, it's closed. It's my me weekend. I want an orb. Without the game, there's no guild. There's no guild master, Vork, so you have no power. He goes, wait a second. He sits back. Wow. Zabu says hello. And then he goes, hey, Blades, why don't you come over here and me, you, and Vork will have time. He says, yeah, my mom dropped me off. And don't wear any bandanas, or do, I don't know. And Clara wants to come to a guild party at Vork's house. No, not 5 people. It's too many. Clara says, I'm super fun. It'll be super fun. Squirt guns with mayo. And Zabu says, we got to bond. We're having bonding time. So that's why we need to be alone. And she goes, yeah, that's fine. I'll do something without you too. And she goes, let's go to dinner. Codex is like, I actually have plans. Everybody's like, what? Not that I care. She's like, I'm just unpacking. And I got to put everything away. And then Tink says, yeah, what about the stunt person? And she goes, it's a good opportunity to get to know people in my new apartment building. Be good to log off. Clara says, what now? What am I going to do? And it'll be 4 hours. then Clara's husband calls about some stuff she made up about the wedding. And you're supposed to be the matron of honor. And actually, I got it. Hon, I miss you a lot, but 2 minutes of me time gone. Her house is not in great shape. Then we see Sid head out. She rings her neighbor's door. And somebody answers, "Oh, hi. We don't need any thanks." So someone else answers the door, and she's like, "Wait a second, this isn't what I expected here." And the episode comes to an end. Okay, so we have episode 9 coming up here. I don't know how many episodes are in this season either. So, and then Codex says, "I can't believe that my neighbor has seemingly a girlfriend. My grandma's right. So, she was tall, too. Ran home, logged on with Tink and Clara. And then I was vulnerable, so Clara said, let's do a girls' night out. How come let's, I'm going to tell my therapist I'm connecting with other women. And her calls are blocked. So her therapist has blocked her. And then we see the opening. And what's going to happen next? She's decorating a cake. She got the lights up. She opens the door. Tink's there. Wow, hey, nice dress. And Tink's like, I got a date in a half hour. So she goes, just tell me so I can jet. I made a dinner, and I have scrapbooking, scissors, and then 2 other people just walk in, and they go, how, she's like, what is this? And they go, where's the party? And it's Clara's told a bunch of people about a party at her house. She has a keg of beer. She's, she's like, she made up a flyer for the party. And she goes, guild party. So let's get started. Let's have a good time. And then Vork is doing a presentation about magic use and strategy in the game. Zabu, you go over there, and they're talking about, okay, wait a second, you're supposed to be back up, I'm tolerating your presence, he goes, I can't believe I got to sleep with the birds, he goes, well, I had the birds before you, and, Blades can't sit still, and he goes, sorry, I'm goal-oriented. This isn't a leisure, this is an opportunity for strategy. And then Blades says, I got a better idea. He goes, let's play a console game, and, we could gamble on it, testosterone, CRT TV, with regular old-fashioned jacks. Is that a black and white TV, Vork? No way. And they're mesmerized. How'd you take the color out of it? It has an antenna, and it's gonna come in handy. And okay, so no console. What are we gonna do instead? Blades is like, I got cards, so we could play a card game. How about poker, macho? What side are we going to do it on? No, real cards, actual paper. And they go, the interface is better online. It's cleaner. We don't have to make eye contact. Ditto. Blades says, okay, I'll be right back. He goes out the door. Then there's more people showing up to the party at Clara. I can't believe I don't know anybody that's coming here. Yeah, forget about your neighbor. So she's like introducing them to people at work nearby. People are still coming in. How many flyers did you hand out? Hundreds. And made a spam, made a spam posting. Let's really have fun. This is gonna be awesome. Tanks like I'll be here for the next 10 minutes. Looks like they are playing. Vork and Zabu are playing. Sorry, I wanted a bed. Like, not with the birds. Maybe I could clean out your guest bedroom and sleep there in 2012. And he goes, we could sell that stuff. And he goes, you know, I like you. And then the network goes down. Lost my connection. Probably Blades. He disconnected something. Vorik raises his voice. And Codex has made themed food, themed to the guild stuff. So people at the party are like, interesting. Just like me at the party saying Gilded Age. Frosted broadsword. And Codex says, this party's actually working. I haven't thought about Wade all night until now. Tink's on her phone. Codex is talking. And what about, then more people show up. Stunt guy's there. And his super tall girlfriend. She accidentally spittles on Tink, and then we get another season 3 sign. And, yeah, we're watching the credits. Night's good. And then Codex says, yeah, I've never been comfortable at parties or meeting strangers. I mean, I know strangers are technically... whatever, but, and I can't believe everybody was invited by my, guild mate. Healing potion punch is her specialty, but maybe that's the reason I have a lot of friends too. She puts up one eyebrow. It's pretty good. And then we have the opening, and we see the whole sequence, and Zabu is last. And like Blades had told the neighbor about the internet. He kept calling me Betty, asking me about if I made muffins. Works as Blades says my internet for free. And what am I going to do now? And Blade says, well, now we can do something offline. I got the password. If you do something with me, I give it to you. But, and he goes, yeah, the connection will be better, though, if it's closed anyway. Vork's not happy. And I'm going to give you a timeout. Timeout, man. Chillax. Even Zabu says chillax, or maybe he's the one who said it. He goes, fine, I'll do something offline, but I refuse to enjoy myself. So then Blade says, okay, let's play cards. Hold'em, stud, totally stud. Zabu says, studded. Okay, then they say, hey, that's... Tink sees the stuntman. Holy cow. Wow, this is interesting. And say, okay, I can't believe he brought over his tall friend. Clara's running the show. And she goes, so Codex goes over there. And she goes, you're my best friend in the world. Can't believe the guy you like is here. Wow, he's actually really handsome. And she leaves. Then then Codex meets Riley. Oh, Codex says, that's the name of one of my alt characters, Riley. Wade said you were a gamer? Wow. Oh, yeah, his roommate's a gamer, too. I'm his roommate, yeah. Oh, roommate. I didn't realize. I thought you were his girlfriend. Oh, no, just his roommate. Sometimes we hang out, but mostly I'm his roommate. Oh, okay. That's unexpected. She goes, it's great to meet somebody else who games. What games do you play? Role-playing games, mostly. She goes, oh, okay. I play FPS games, like Halo, currently. I'm ranked, it's truth. And Codex says, yeah, I just get to wear a better outfit than in Halo and RPG. She goes, it's cool. It's fine. We have different game choices. Now we have nothing to talk about. And she goes, okay, I'm going to grab a drink. It's like Scoot said, Gilded Age. Codex is speechless. And she goes somewhere. Okay, then they're going to use jelly beans as chips for their game. Vork says, I don't have a very high net worth. Zabu's eating jelly beans. 96 minutes till servers are back up. Then Blade says, okay, look, 50 cents a bean, okay, instead of $1 a bean. Let's just play. He's pretty good at shuffling, or I don't know if they have a stunt shuffler, because you can't see his face, but it's really fancy shuffling. Yeah, I'm detecting magic, and so he gets ready to deal. Then Vork puts on one of those visors like Data wears. He says, just deal, man. Then we go back to the party. Kalara's trying to really get this into a wild party, but it's not very wild. She goes, and then Codex goes, hey, Wade is single. She goes, great. That's great news. And then Tink says, did you know he was like an elf swinging two-handed in the game? He did motion capture. And it's meant to be with you two. And she goes, well, I can't do it alone. She goes, okay, well, we could do it. And Tink's about to leave, but this is interesting. Now staying around. I canceled my date. We'll be back. She goes, oh, okay, I'm sweating. So then they go into motion, and they're trying to navigate through the party. Then we go back to the poker game, and they're all looking at their cards. So they're playing some sort of draw or something. Vork wins again, and he goes, I play the odds, man. I surmised that you were going for a straight that included a 4. I had 3 4s in my hand, which means the probability of you achieving a straight was 1.8%. And Blades can't believe it. I'm supposed to be the one winning. But I was just getting him to a portfolio level. Blades is like, I don't even have any money anyway. I just use my mom's credit cards, buying stuff for Tink. And they go, he goes, yeah, no, tuition, hockey tickets, purses. That's why I was playing this game anyway, to try to win money. I'm going to be in trouble. Vork says, yeah, no one's interested in me anyway, so I can't relate. He goes, I could be a mediator between you and Tank and help you reacquire the objects in question. He goes, if you give me the password, and then he goes, then Zabu says, yeah, they're hanging out at a party at Codex's house. And then Then Zabu realizes what's happening at the party. That they're trying to help fix Codex up. And then Vork goes, okay, well, I did see her interacting with someone, possible mating ritual. So probably not great news for you, Zabu. And he says, wait a second, you got to be kidding me. He goes, we got to get over there. You got to drive. And he goes, I don't want to. And they go, okay, well, what about the password? So he goes, okay. Then they're all talking to the stunt man, 500, I have 500 views on one of my videos. I'm pretty impressive, huh? And then they try to, talk about Codex. They're trying to pump her up, and it's like super awkward. And he goes, yeah, don't worry. He goes, I have cheesy double entendres, and Claire's like, yeah, a little attention goes a long way. Let's cut to the chase. Can we arrange things between you two? Then Codex says, listen, none of us have good social skills. And she goes, I'm sorry, my friends are trying to connect us. I thought, I told them I thought you were attractive in an objective kind of way. And then I thought, we had a conversation, and then, this tummy tum-tum trouble, I thought that was a good sign. And then, she goes, yeah, I thought, maybe, I don't know what to say. I'm not good at this. Bye. He doesn't say anything. Then Tink's stunned. I canceled my date for this. I got to go. Claire's like, so, stunt guy, that's cool that you're into stunts. Have you ever met Chuck Norris? And that's the end of that episode. So that was episode 10. And then we have episode 11 come up. And she's like, okay, wait a second. I don't know. I can't believe this. We see the brass bed, windows with night sky. And then he sits down while she's interviewing herself online. He goes, your friend's doing handstands on the coffee table. And she's crying. He says, hey, are you crying? You have pretty eyes. And she's, they're making eye contact. She goes, do you really do motion capture for games? And did they actually kiss? They're about to kiss. So I'm sure something happens. But first we go to the episode here. Go back to the party. Zabu's got on a scarf. Can't believe Codex is having a big party. And Clara says, hey, Gildies, yeah, I just read your status update. What's going on with you guys fixing up Codex? And she goes, don't worry. She put her foot in her mouth and tanked it, so it didn't work out. So Zabu's happy. I'll comfort her. And I'm already familiar with this area, so that's what Vork says. Excuse me. And I think he gets a hint that Clara's trying to, and then she says, Blades, this is your first party? And he goes, oh, no, I go to parties all the time. And she goes, yeah. And he goes, okay, well, I'm going to go into the party and say hi to Tank. And then Zabu's trying to find Codex, asking everybody at the party, who's like, I don't even know who you're talking about. He opens the door and sees them kissing. Vork's making something. And he says, I've been taking acting classes. She goes, what are you doing here? Did you drop off the keys for the scooter? And he says, listen, I got to cut back on the spending. I'm tapped out. I got the orb stuff. I sent that to you. She goes, so we're done here. Don't message me again. He's like, what do you mean? I sent you everything you wanted. Because I thought you liked me. And she goes, consider this a life lesson, Blades. She goes, I'm not boring. I am a taker, not a giver. You're lucky you don't own a lot of stuff. He goes, I can't believe it. She goes, well, I have a hard exterior and a soft nougaty center. And he goes, okay, I respect it. But he goes, can I have the airline voucher back? Because I can't really pay for any of the other stuff I got you either. She goes, if I gave it back to you, it wouldn't be a lesson. Sorry. Vork is sneaking away with the cake. Zabu's watching them kissing. He says, remove your kiss from that woman. She goes, I thought you were doing in a training camp at Vork's. And the stuntman says, excuse me. And they have, they go back and forth. They talk about layaway and lady. And then Zabu takes off his scarf and says, I'll see you yonder outside. Not a good idea, Zabu. And then the stuntman says, don't worry. I'll do that. Pardon me. Excuse me. And then Codex is like, Zabu, come on, stop this. And he goes, but you're my love. And he goes, I have to prove myself. And he goes, I have a newly cut man muscles. And then Clara's encouraging him. And this is the best moment since senior prom for Clara. And she's yucking it up. The stuntman looks ready for stunts. He pulls open his shirts. Goes, whoa, those are abs. Excuse me. So he goes to Vork and Blades. Hey, I need your help. I challenge the stuntman to dance off over Codex. He's got like abs. Looks like he's been lifting mustard for way longer than I have. They go, this is not a good idea. He goes, I can do this. He goes, I know what I'm doing. He goes, I'm good at the game. So they go, okay, but there's no mana bar in life. So he goes, this could be quantifiable, not a good. He's like a couple levels above you in the real world. So probably not a good idea. And then he says, I think it was a misunderstanding. I'm not into melee. And then Clara pushes him in, and the episode ends. And we got one more episode left. That's called Course for Colliding. And so this is episode 12. And it's called Dance Off. And then Codex is talking about bad timing in my apartment. And about to have a dance off over me. Holy moly. I'm feeling very flattered. It was awesome. I don't feel great about it, but I do. So she does another great, like a physical comedy with her face to underscore the point. We get the opening, and then the stuntman just practices. And he goes, I got to recalibrate. I'm not used to I'm only used to doing like pretend. And then they just, instead of dancing, they chase each other. Claire's still encouraging it. She's like, this is like rabbits, the game. And then Vork figures out that she's the one that's been trying to get the orb from him, or is still mad about the orb. Zabu says, I have the power. And he goes, you have metal? He goes, thumb on the outside. And because he did some sort of thing from the game. And then Vork's like, Clara, I can't believe this. She goes, yeah, you took that orb from me. I wanted it. He goes, I've dedicated my life to the well-being of the guild members, and I can't believe you'd do this to me. They're making eye contact. Now I know how King Arthur felt. And excuse me, he storms off. Blades is trying to film everything. Tink's on the phone. And they're still dancing off, the stuntman and Zabu. With, they're dancing off around Tink. I mean, around Codex. And then Zabu does a handstand dance move, and then Vork's down on the sat on the table. They're dancing off in the background. Blades is watching while Vork says, I can't believe I'm having a crisis of spirit here. And Blades says, don't worry, just got to be sneaky. So he gets up. We still have the dance-off going on. And doesn't seem to be going well for Zabu, but he goes, rub it in. You're a better dancer than me. And she goes, I recognize that move. It's from the game. This is from the Fire Gladiator. Also did some of the monks. And she goes, come on, Zabu, you know how to win, like in the game. So this calls back to other things. Then we see a shower and two hands. The Vork's taking a shower with us clothes on. And he's sad. He's saying, Clara, I can't believe you did this to me. Why, oh, why? He breaks his timer, even though the time was almost up. Zabu's using a pillow, and the stuntman's roommate is like, wow, Zabu's kind of cute and an underdog. And they talk about Lichora, and then it's like, man, you really did good in that game with the motion capture. Money, spot on. I was also in that high school thing. I was a tiger. I love that movie, High School Tigers. And Sid says totally not worth fighting over me, dancing off over me. And Sid says it's totally not worth it, dancing off over me. Codex is, if you want to withdraw your claim. And he goes, okay. And he goes, yeah, thanks. It was fun dancing off with you. It was great. Bonded. And always look at my elbow when you're doing a high five. You're awesome. Like this guy. Usually I get paid for this kind of dancing. See you around, Red. And then Codex is not happy with Zabu. And she says, we need to talk. Then Blades has done something to Tink's laptop, clearly. And he goes, okay. Zabu and Tink are Zabu and Codex are talking. She goes, did it ever occur to you I'm not interested in you? He goes, well, I leveled up, though. And she goes, but I just tried to get you to move out. Try to get you to understand. And I'm sorry you don't understand, but I like you as a friend. And he goes, I've heard this speech a million times before. I'm your imaginary friend. He goes, so he goes, hey, Kate. She goes, well, I'm not like the person for you. And he goes, well, I'm not going to cry because I'm a tough man now. And he goes, well, I thought it was going to be like, I thought we had something, but because I fell for you before I even saw you, but I'll leave this quest unfinished. And she's crying a little bit too, because I guess my princess is in another castle. She's stunned. Tink is on her phone. She sits, Kodak sits down next to Tink. It's over with Zabu. Vorik says server's back up. Tink says sweet. Guild's code is broken. Knights are good. Should be renamed the Knaves of Hooliganism. Tink says my character's not on the login screen. Try relogging. Where am I? Oh, Blades was on this laptop earlier. Oh, no. And she goes, he deleted my character. 2 years, gold, reputation points. I don't exist anymore. And Vorik says, I can't believe it. Tink's crying. Clara is hanging out with the stunt guy. And then she goes, well, I'm glad I didn't drop my loot for you. She bumps him in the shin and goes outside, takes a breath, but now she's smiling. And Zabu has met the roommate of the stuntman, and then we have a split in Kodak's. She goes running, spiritually running away, and she's running in slow motion. So I guess that's our season 2 cliffhanger, right? Let me just double check. There's not episode 13, but yeah. Just double checking. Nights are good. And yeah, next up is season 3 expansion time. So we'll be back soon with some coverage from season 3. Thanks and good night, everybody. All right, I want to thank everybody who became a member of Sleep With Me Plus recently. So I want to thank Leah, Oi, and Sandra. Thanks, and good night. Ashley, Mary, and Danielle. Thank you, thanks, and good night. John, Monet, and PJ. Thank you, thanks, and good night. Kirsten, Karen, and Brandy. Thank you, thanks, and good night. Elizabeth, Kathy, and Jennifer. Thank you, thanks, and good night. Charlene, Jeffrey, and Susan. Thank you, thanks, and good night. Ezra, Cameron, and Kate. Thank you, thanks, and good night. Bon, Amanda, and Ryan. Thank you, thanks, and good night. Holly, Elizabeth, and Dawn. Thank you, thanks, and good night. And Ashley, Kim, and Marissa. Thank you, thanks, and good night. So thanks everybody who sourced the show directly on Sleep With Me Plus or on Apple Podcasts or as a patron at some point or supports our sponsors. That's how we're able to keep the show going for everybody that benefits from it. If you want to support the show in a free way, join our referral program, sleepwithmepodcast.com/refer. And I think that's it. Thank you so much. And what do you say? We have Scoots, Scoots may ask you for some other support. Or good night, everybody. All right, everybody, this is Scoots. I'm talking about my Helix mattress. It's time for you to take that Helix quiz at helixsleep.com/sleep. This past episode was made possible by our friends at Helix, and it just got back in town after about a week away, and I spent my first night on my Helix last night. My Helix Dusk Lux, and I was so glad to be back in my own bed, made for how I want to sleep, for my body, my sleep positions. I mean, I love my Helix mattress. Helix has 20 unique mattresses. They got an award-winning Luxe Collection, Ultra Premium Elite Collection, the Helix Plus, a mattress designed for big and tall sleepers. Helix Kids mattresses designed for growing bodies and endorsed by child sleep experts. But how will you know which Helix mattress is best for you and your body? You take the Helix quiz and you can find your perfect mattress in under 2 minutes. That personalized mattress is shipped straight to your door free of charge. Helix knows there's no better way to test out a new mattress than by sleeping in your own home. That's why they offer a 100-night trial and a 10 to 15-year warranty to try out your new Helix mattress. Everybody's unique. Everybody sleeps differently. That's why Helix has several different mattress models to choose from, each designed for specific sleep positions and feel preferences. There's models with memory foam layers to provide optimal pressure relief if you sleep on your side, and models with a more responsive foam to cradle your body for essential support in stomach and back sleeping positions. There's enhanced cooling features to keep you from overheating at night, and if your spine needs some extra TLC, they got you. Every Helix mattress is a hybrid design, combining individually wrapped steel coils in the base, premium foam layers on top, perfect combination of comfort and support. When I took the Helix sleep quiz, I got matched with the Helix Dusk. I picked the Dusk Luxe because I sleep on my side, I sleep on my stomach. I don't want to be overheating at night, so I love the cooling features. And not only was it an upgrade for me, it's an upgrade every mattress I sleep on, even at nice hotels, even visiting family and staying in a spare bedroom. I cannot wait to get back to my Helix. It's what I want to sleep on every single night. If I could pack it with me and take it wherever I go, I would. Not only is it the best mattress I have slept on, but the setup is fast and easy. The Helix mattresses are delivered in a box straight to your door for free. Plus, Helix mattresses all come with a 10 or 15-year warranty depending on the model. And if you don't want to take my word for it, Helix has been awarded the #1 mattress pick by GQ and Wired magazine. It's even recommended by multiple leading chiropractors and doctors of sleep medicine as a go-to solution for improving your sleep. And Helix is offering 20% off all mattress orders and 2 free pillows for our listeners. Go to helixsleep.com/sleep. That's helixsleep.com/sleep. This is their best offer yet, and it won't last long. With Helix, better sleep starts now. Good night, everybody.